County open space office devastated. Mark Boyle's live in Niwot. This was one of their employees, Mark.
Yeah, there were 3 of those employees working down here by the Lobo Trail in those trees and along this creek bed down here when that accident happened. They were all on their ATVs. This is now just west of 95th, to put it in perspective for you. One of them rolled that ATV and he died. The other 2 tried to help him out by giving him CPR, but it was too late. Both the Boulder County Sheriff and Open Space Park Rangers were out here investigating this. We're told very close groups, so you can imagine how tough it is to lose one of their own. The Sheriff's Office isn't telling us a whole lot about who this park ranger was. Next of kin is still being notified, and they're also looking into how he rolled that ATV. We'll, of course, continue to give you much more information as soon as we get it. We're live in Boulder County. Mark Boyle, Denver 7.
Let's give you a live look right now from the roof camera here at Denver 7. Beautiful view of Denver right now. You can see it's a little cloudy out there, but yeah, you might need to keep that umbrella handy. Let's get right over to Mike Nelson with your first alert that some showers are going to make their way through tonight, Mike.
Indeed, ahead of a cold front moving across Colorado. This is a view from the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Some dark skies there. Darker skies heading into the Fort Morgan area. You can see the scattered shower activity building on the eastern plains. There are a few embedded light thunder showers. They won't be severe, but we have about a 30% chance of showers for the evening. Snow level going to drop down to about 7,500 feet this evening, may get down close to 6,500 by morning as that front goes by. And scattered showers cover much of the state, but they won't last long, and there are 80s in the 7-day forecast.
All right, Mike, thanks. Now, following breaking news out of Broncos country, the team has signed free agent running back Jamal Charles to a 1-year deal. This is worth $900,000. You probably know about Charles. He was running back for the rival Kansas City Chiefs, often hurting the Broncos. Lionel Bienvenu will have more on this development coming up on Denver 7 News at 6.
Well, tonight, a mystery solved. The body found on the side of the road in Clear Creek County has been identified as 20-year-old Queen Ashby from Aurora. So what you're looking at here on the left, that's a recent photo of her. The right, a computer-generated sketch police made before she was identified. Now, still a lot of questions about how she died. Nonetheless, deputies are treating this as a homicide. And tonight we have an update on a story we brought you as breaking news last night at 10. Troopers have identified that 11-year-old boy hit and killed when he was crossing the street. His name is Damian Solis. Killed trying to walk between stopped cars near Evanston, Quebec, near the Cherry Creek Country Club.
And this man is in jail tonight, and Thornton police are investigating after a 3-month-old was found unconscious and not breathing. The infant was taken to the hospital and did not survive. Isaiah Marquez is not the baby's father, but police say he was dating the biological mother. So right now we're still waiting to hear how that baby died. This Broomfield man, accused of brutally murdering his 4-year-old nephew, was formally charged today with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Denver 7's Lance Hernandez attended Emmanuel Dahl's court hearing. Lance, what did he say?
Not one word at all. The young man accused of killing a 4-year-old boy in this house didn't even look up. He spent the entire hearing looking down at the conference table.
It was a gruesome killing. The details are still secret. The judge has yet to unseal the affidavit. We know from police radio communications that Dahl reportedly used a weapon to bludgeon the boy.
An axe was used, and the axe is still inside the house.
Today, the judge told Dahl that he was being charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree and 1 count of murder by a person in a position of trust.
Those charges of first-degree murder carry a penalty of either life imprisonment without possibility of parole, or the district attorney could seek the death penalty.
There was no reaction from Dahl when the judge mentioned the possibility of the death penalty.
Joseph, can you say anything at all?
No reaction from Dahl's brother Joseph either. He declined comment after the hearing. The defendant is due back in court on May 12th. That's when the judge will consider a motion to unseal the affidavit. In Broomfield, Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.
Tonight, Dallas officials have identified the paramedic shot while trying to treat a shooting victim. William Ahn is in stable condition, critical but stable condition tonight. He was treating a civilian who was just shot. The suspect was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say this all started just as a dispute between 2 neighbors. UC Health is trying to make sure something like that doesn't happen to one of their paramedics. The hospital system now is implementing a requirement that its 160 EMTs and paramedics wear bulletproof vests while on the job. And UC Health will pay for the vests, which costs $400 to $500 each.
Tonight, President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin have agreed to step up diplomatic efforts on Syria. The The two had a phone call today. First time the two have spoken since President Trump ordered a missile strike in Syria last month. White House officials also said the two discussed the need to end the violence in Syria and a proposal to create safe zones. And the White House says Putin and Trump also talked about the dangers of North Korea's nuclear program. Just yesterday, two U.S. Air Force B-1 bombers flew over the Korean peninsula, drawing criticism from North Korea. The North has warned it will increase the speed of its nuclear tests to a, quote, maximum speed.
Will Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper run for president in 2020? CNN is reporting that Hickenlooper is in the, quote, third tier of Democratic candidates to run for president the next time around. CNN says Hickenlooper represents a part of the country where Democrats are growing, but then CNN adds he may be too moderate.
What was meant to be a time of celebration turned really into a nightmare for a couple.
So a hotel they thought they booked online on Priceline turned out not to exist. So what you need to know before booking.
Plus, improve customer service or face the consequences. The big message from Congress to major airlines.
And the food trucks have invaded Civic Center Park once again.
Wells was shot in the back of the head, execution style, with a 20-gauge shotgun. Police have been calling Smyka a suspect for weeks.
And we got him, and he's going where he needs to be.
I don't know why the grand jury was handled the way that it was.
Gets a get-out-of-jail-free card. He drops off the radar.
The whole thing was extremely frustrating.
27 years, the warrant gets signed.
The warrant could have been approved long ago. We hope to find Thane Smyka and to prosecute him.
You book a hotel room a month in advance only to get there and find out it's not a hotel and your room doesn't exist.
That's not good, but that is what happened to a couple visiting Denver trying to celebrate their wedding anniversary.
Denver 7 Sally Mamdou joins us. Sally, they still don't have an answer as to what happened.
And the couple used Priceline. They had a confirmation number and even bought insurance on their reservations, only to find out they can't stay in the room promised or even get their money back.
Gary and Carol Burkholder have been married for 50 years.
What do I like about him? I let her out once every other day.
And it's not just laughter that keeps these two together.
She's one of a kind. I guess because he puts up with me.
The Yampa couple decided to celebrate their 50th anniversary in downtown Denver, watching the Rockies. So they booked a room within walking distance from Coors Field through Priceline at these apartments. But after a 3-hour drive to Denver, they discovered there are no rooms for them to stay.
She just told us that they did not rent rooms.
And despite showing the confirmation number to the building's manager and the receipt of the $283 they paid, still no place to stay.
It seems pretty ridiculous.
So we went to the apartment and the staff told us they're not a hotel. But when we checked Priceline, the apartment is still listed and you can even book unit 5060 for $139. There are even reviews.
I felt so bad for my husband because he was trying to make it so special. But we had a good time anyway.
Priceline couldn't give the couple a clear answer and haven't refunded them yet, despite having insurance for their reservation.
Of course, we disputed it with the credit card company, but we had no recourse, so it's probably just gone. The money.
I reached out to Priceline today, and they responded back saying the couple's refund is being processed and they are looking into this situation. We are live in the studio. Sally Mamdou, Denver 7.
Oh, they better. Thank you, Sally. Now, the Better Business Bureau has these tips. If you plan to use Priceline to book your trips, you should always read the fine print. Make sure to call the hotel to confirm your reservation. That's an important point. And if you think you fell victim to fraud, the Consumer Protection Section with the Colorado Attorney General's office can help you out.
A Colorado man and his accused co-conspirator now await trial after being indicted by a grand jury in a real estate development scam. Elliot Boston and Dan Jay face 40 charges after allegedly scamming nearly $1 million from 10 investors across this country. The DA's office says these crimes are quite complex and that investors had no clue their money was being taken.
Sadly, these are not uncommon around the country. People get taken in by these kinds of scams from time to time, and you know, you wish it didn't happen, but it does.
Boston and Jay are in custody right now without bond.
Now, tonight we're watching for the outcome of a meeting in Boulder tonight, deciding what to do about parking at Chautauqua Park. If you've been there, you know how much of a zoo it can be. Well, the city talked about paid parking and a free shuttle to get you back and forth, which would only be in effect for the weekend during the summer months. So we're watching the meeting. We'll let you know what happens tonight on Denver 7 at 10.
A mistake of epic proportions. That is what United Airlines CEO told lawmakers today on Capitol Hill. More fallout from this video. You've seen it. That passenger violently dragged off a United flight. And this was the final straw for the House Transportation Committee. American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Alaska Air all face tough questions from the House Transportation Committee.
Here today to look and hear about where we could prod, push, or regulate or legislate to get better service for passengers.
Lawmakers warn the airlines if they do not see real improvement, there will be consequences. No indication about what steps Congress might take.
You know, right now, Denver's really feeling the pressure to end the annual 420 rally in Civic Center Park, especially after this year's event left the park trashed. Well, today, another community leader is joining that fight. It's Denver's Archbishop Samuel Aquila. He signed a petition to end the rally. That petition was started by Colorado Christian University's Centennial Institute, urging Denver's mayor to get rid of those rallies.
And food trucks are back over at Civic Center Park. The annual Civic Center Eats event kicked off today for the 12th consecutive year. So if you want to check it out, the trucks will be there, Civic Center Park, every Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 2. An average of 25 food trucks will be on site now through the beginning of October.
Pretty nice afternoon out there. Some clouds, some wind, but it's greened up and the snow has certainly melted away over most of the metro area. We'll get a few showers around here looking into the evening hours. Your 24-hour planner dropping into the upper 40s by about 10 o'clock and dropping the upper 30s by early tomorrow morning with some light showers overnight. And then tomorrow, some scattered showers may pop back up again in the afternoon with upper 50s. A couple of weeks ago, I did a conversation on Facebook Live with Dr. Kevin Trenberth from NCAR about global warming and climate change. Going to do another one tonight at 6:40 with renowned Professor Scott Denning from Colorado State University. It'll be on the Denver Channel's Facebook page starting at 6:40. You can dial in. You can ask questions. Scott is one of the premier experts on climate change and should be very, very interesting. So do join us at 6:40 tonight. Let me show you what's happening right now in the Denver. Our skies are mostly cloudy. It's 60 downtown, 59 degrees out at the airport, 39% humidity, winds from the north at 9 miles per hour, 61 and 37, the high and the low for today. Normals are 90, or the records are 90.